Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Pachera Talks. My name is Arun. I'm Solutions Architect, MCT, currently working with Novintech, which is one of the best organization to work with. This is my channel, and today we are going to describe the elements of effective prompt. So, as of now, we have learned a lot of things about Security Copilot, what it is, how we can use it. And today we are going to explore what is the right way of using it, what is the right way of prompt. And that's the topic for today. So, describe the elements of effective prompt. Security Copilot is your assistant, is your assistant, a smart assistant. But he's smart in giving answers. Ultimately, you are the right one. You are the smart one who actually ask the right questions. So this co-pilot is your assistant, which means you need to guide him. Correct? And the only way to talk to the co-pilot is prompts. So that's why prompt matters. That's why we should know how exactly we should talk to the security co-pilot. And we will understand why. Because you can simply go ahead and keep on asking questions, narrowing down what you exactly need, and eventually you'll find it out. But during that process, a lot of things happens. That's why prompt matters. What happens? It takes a lot of time, right? You need not to go through all the noise, correct? And if it is a security thing, you know the value of time. So there are a lot of things. That's why prompt matters, because prompt is the only way you can talk to your assistant, and your assistant can do anything for you. So that's why you need to give them the right instructions. And in this video, we are going to understand what are the right instructions. A good prompt is like giving a search and rescue team the exact GPS coordinate, not just saying find them somewhere in the forest. You need to give exactly what you need. And this is what we are going to learn in this video, how efficiently we can use the access to your security copilot, because it is also expensive. So if your organization giving you the ability to be more productive with the help of security copilot, then you need to understand how efficiently you can use it, right? Let's try to understand with this simple example. If you ask your copilot, find suspicious logins, it will give you a lot of data, some results, right? But if you say list all failed login attempts on server A in last 24 hours from Defender XDR showing username, IP address, and timestamp in a table format. You see what you have done here? When you said it, you gave precise detail and absolutely what you want and how you want it. That kind of prompt. So the difference between these two asks is the art of effective prompting. And so if you give vague instructions, it may waste time searching the wrong places, giving wrong results or too many results. And if you give clear, focused instructions, it will give you exactly what you need, that too fast. So we have understand as of now the importance of prompting. And of course, these artificial intelligence run by a huge computing power, right? And that is one of the reason like artificial intelligence is here in the era of cloud computing, because we have huge data centers. So which means somebody has to pay for those computing, those processing. All right. So if you are asking so many useless questions, you're wasting a lot of money as well. And somebody is paying for it, right? So these are the four elements. These are the four elements that you see here, which will help you in effective prompting, in crafting a prompt that will give you the desired result. So the very first thing is goal. Goal, right? The goal is what? You can simply say this simply means goal is what? In what sense? Because what is the specific security related information you need? The goal is the core question or task that you want Copilot to perform. It tells Copilot exactly what you need. That's why I'm saying this is what. Right? As you can see here on screen, give me information about incident XYZ. But if you say, give me information about incidents, it will give you a lot of information about all those incidents that happened, right? So there is exactly what you need to inform what you want to achieve. This is one piece of your prompt goal. You need to specify the goal because without a clear goal, Copilot might give you too much, too little, or irrelevant data. So here we is the specific security related information you need. So this is one element of your prompt goal. For example, identify all devices with critical vulnerabilities. Let's see the another element, context. Context is why do you need it and how will you use the information? This is the background information that helps Copilot tailor its answer. For example, we need the information for weekly SOC report, or we need because finance team reported suspicious activity. So context means right here is your weekly meeting because some financial people ask something. It will give the context to the Copilot. For example, a report that I can submit to my manager. So it will give you that kind of information in that format as well. You can specify that too. So why it matters, the context? Because it helps Copilot decide how much detail to include and what perspective to use. Context, then plugin. So context is happening, which means how much detail to include and what perspective to use. Because here is manager. You don't want to go so much technical for that information, something like that. Now, the third element of our prompt is expectation, right? What format or audience do you want the response tailored for? For example, compile the information in a list with short summary. Now, why it matters? Because this saves you from having to reformat the output manually or keep on asking Copilot, do it like this, like that, and wasting a lot of time and computing power. Correct? And too many responses. Now, the final element for your Copilot prompting is source. If you can specify, if you remember the plugins, right? Source. Security Copilot works best when you guide it to the right plugins or data sources. Plugin known information data sources. That's what it says here, right? For example, look in Defender incident. So you can simply say this could be where to look or the data source, where to look, right plugins. So any prompt which is precisely write down by keeping goal, context, expectation, and source in mind will give you absolutely amazing results and save a lot of time and, of course, the computing for your Copilot. And it will save your from a lot of noise, a lot of extra information that you don't want, a lot of things that we'll talk about. But here, Let's simply go ahead and get back to the example that we did at the very beginning. The example was list all failed login attempts on server A in last 24 hours. Right? Now here you can simply understand list all failed login attempts on server A in last 24 hour. This is your goal, correct? What you want, that's what you want. Now, what is the context? We want it for the daily SOC review, right? That is your context. Now, present the result in a table format with user IP and timestamp. This is your expectation, how you want to see the data. And it says use XDR and Sentinel data. That is your source where to look for the information. Now you understand how this prompt is so wonderful that you would have all your results in a single prompt. Then you will write, give me only for a server A. Then you see all the server A. Then you will write, give me last 24 hours. And it is a security thing. If something is happening right now, time matters. Because security teams deal with thousands of alerts, multiple data sources, tight response timelines. So by giving clear structured prompts, you can easily save analysis time. It will reduce the noise, correct? Because you'll get what you want, and actionable insights, not all the raw data, and that too faster, and improve collaboration between AI and your human analysis if you want to involve other folks, that too. Correct? So, all these things, this will help us. And that's why it matters. Now, let's quickly take few examples because this comes through practice. It's not goal, context, expectation, and source, and you are good to go. It's not like that. You need to practice it a lot. For example, let's take some example. List logins. Of course, it's a bad prompt because it is too vague. Instead, you should say list all failed login attempts the way we have explained, right? If you say give me the information about the incident, it's again a bad prompt because it doesn't specify things, what you need, why you need, how you want it, and where to fetch for the data, right? So these kind of things. So now I hope we are good. We understand now what is effective prompting, the things that we need to keep in mind: goal, context, expectation, and source. Just few tips for new folks. You need to be specific if you do not keep this in mind. Otherwise, simple what, why, how, where will help you. Use time frames. These are other simple tips that if you do not remember all those things, just think. Be specific, use time frames, use simple English, right? Or if the answer is not perfect, then of course you need to reiterate. Refine your prompt and try again. Reiterate or narrow down by asking again from the results of your copilot. And always say what you want, not what you don't want. That will also help. Positive. So these are a few tips. But ultimately, good prompting is you should know what you need and you need to tell your assistant because assistant is smart, but he doesn't know. He can't see you, he can't see your expression, your eyes, what you're saying. You need to make your assistant aware what exactly you need, why you need it, where to look for, and how you want it. The assistant is smart, but he needs a context, he needs a story so that he can give you exactly what you need. Correct? So, well, in this video, we learned what is prompting, what is effective prompting, why we need it, how we can achieve it. I hope it was informative. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.